Okay, remember what I told you. Be your own boss. Love yourself. Get up and dance. Level
Level
up.
up.
Beat it up like beat it up like
Hey everyone, wanted to say a quick hello, good evening, welcome. Thanks for joining me. This is going to be super, super amazing, guys. We're going to have so much fun tonight. Not only am I going to teach you how to create a group travel payment page, we're going to go through all of the steps of actually creating that group, so that you understand where all of those necessary tools are going to be coming from. Before we get started, I see we have a couple participants in the room. I love class participation, guys. I'm kind of selfish that way. I love to see it. So if I can have anyone who is on a team, shout out the name of your team. Let's see who's here tonight. I see some good names in the chat. Welcome, welcome. I know some people are going to be running a little late coming from other meetings, but what team are you on? I see Twilight. All right, Twilight. Twilight again. Is this a Twilight night? Is this a Twilight night? Let's see, guys. Who else is with us? I only got two people that's going to say their team name. Come on. I know you guys want to shout your team out so that your mentor is so happy that you came and joined today. Let's go, guys. What teams are you on?
This
And
is
this
Ed.
is
This
recorded.
is Ed Castle. Ed Castle is Rising Tide a team.
Excellent. Hi. Good evening. I'm just going to mute you back. But Ed, thank you so much. He said, I'm going to just shout it out. Precious is the bombs. Unstoppable. I see Unstoppable is in here. All right. All right. Team Sky, baby. That's right. Sky. Oh, somebody said they the movers and the shakers. That's right. Another one from Team Sky. I knew you guys wanted to tell me where y'all was coming from. I love it. I love it. You like it. I love it, guys. So we have a lot of material to cover tonight. All I ask is that hold your questions until the end. I'm willing to go back over slides. I'm willing to pull back up pages, but that way I ran through this a couple of times. It literally took me about 35 minutes to go through all of the material. You are going to want to take notes. However, this is going to be uploaded to the YouTube channel as well. So you can follow me at SLM Bookings, and that's bookings with an S at the end of it. If you put the at symbol SLM Bookings in YouTube, that's right, the at SLM Bookings in the YouTube channel, my page will come up and you'll have access to this video. You can always check with your teams as well. I know some teams will be uploading it to their websites. They're going to be putting it in those team chats because this is something that I recently found. I don't know how many people know about it, but I love to share. So let's get to sharing. All right, so let me go back to sharing my screen and get this party started. So again, we are here. I'm going to even take myself off of video because I am not the important matter here, right? So what we're going to do is, let me see, I'm going to stop your video just so we can get you off so that we have the full screen up here. Excellent. So we're creating a group, guys, travel payment page. Again, I am your host this evening, Latisha M. of Team Level Up. So super excited to have you all here. Again, if you want to follow me, you see that I am on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at SLM Bookings. All right. So what do we need to know about doing this, right? So first, before you get started with creating that payment page, you got to create a group, right? This only works for group travel. All right. This is currently a feature offered in VAX Vacations. So, of course, this works for people who are booking Apple, Blue Sky, FunJet, Southwest, Transglobal, Travel Impressions, United Vacations, and our Universal Parks and Resorts vacations. All right. We all know that in order to qualify for a group, we do need those 10 rooms or more. All right. So I didn't even consider it until I knew we had a solid 12 people, because someone's always going to drop off. All right. So once you know you're about to get started with a group, what is the next thing that you're going to do? So these are cruise examples, but I just wanted to show you examples of itineraries. The first thing I did was I sent a few quotes to my clients so that they can pick, because the main client, the main decider, right, is the one that is going to have to get this group started. So I sent them a couple of quotes for them to choose from. And let me show you how I send my clients a quote. So anytime I have a group, I do it as a presentation, especially if I'm going to present it to them, or in PDF so that they can go through the pages. I always show them what the options are, why these destinations are important. This is actually a presentation I recently sent for a nonprofit organization that is going to be putting together a cruise package. So I quickly went into my Canva, threw together all of the different information for the different stays that they could offer, so that when they went back to their members, they had something to show them and why each one of them was so different from the next one, right? So it's important when you have a group, presentation is always the best. This is also how you're going to maintain those contacts. I am going to be doing a presentation in 2 weeks on white glove service, and this is one of the things I'm going to be covering. So once you get those itineraries, if you've made 4 itineraries, 5 itineraries, just make sure to save your itineraries and name them well. Note the supplier so that when you go back in, you know exactly what you're going to go and look for. All right. Especially once they pick it. So once they select the right vacation package for their group, the next thing you want to do is book one of them to lock it in. This is before you go and create the group. Now, you can go create the group before you do these steps, but I find that making them put down a deposit for at least the first reservation ensures me that they are not going to back out of this group. I don't want to waste my time. I don't want them wasting their time. So I get back with the group leader and I let them know, let's go ahead and book yours, so that when I go in to create the group, we have all the information we'll need to submit so that everyone else can follow suit. So you're going to log back into VAX Vacation, go to retrieve your saved itinerary. From there, you are going to select which itinerary the customer selected from the ones you sent them, and you're going to click go from that itinerary. All right, so what's the next step? The next step is taking down your needed notes. You will need the lead customer's name, the travel dates. If it's a special occasion, you want that date as well. Doesn't mean that the special occasion is on the day of arrival, right? For example, I have customers that is traveling March 16th of next year, but the wedding renewal is not until the 20th. All right. So you want to also take note of the resort name, the number of rooms that they believe they're going to get at this time. So that can change. They just want an idea. If you're doing 15, if you're doing 20, like if people have already committed to this. But you definitely need to make sure they have at least 10 or more. I always tell them to try to get more, because if someone falls out and they just secure 10, they will no longer qualify for those group discounts and any other special services they received for making it a group. And you wanted to take note of any additional requests from the clients. Maybe they need a accessibility room. Maybe they want additional flowers in some of the rooms, or some kind of welcome packet for their guests. Maybe they want additional information about food allergies. So whatever it is, make sure that you take note of that information before going to your next step. So your next step is going to be going back to VAX Vacations, right? And this time you're going to click on groups at the top. When you click on groups, you want to scroll down the page until you see the different suppliers. You're going to select the supplier. This is why it was important to take note of the supplier you were booking with, right? So once you take note of the supplier, you're going to go to submit a request form. That's number 1 right in their box for each one of them. All right. So what does that look like? Their request form is then going to take you to a page where you have to, again, select the brand and the group type. There's usually only 2 types, contracted and flexible groups. If your group isn't taking money and trying to make a payment for everybody at one time on one big reservation so that they are ensuring that they're going to have exactly this amount of rooms, you want to do a flexible group. Flexible groups give them access to be able to book within the booking window. So for example, the group that I'm working on right now, their booking window doesn't end until December 31st of this year because they're not traveling until March of next year. All right. So this gives people the time to be able to book anytime within that time frame and not lose out on any of the group discounts or special promotions. With a contracted group, sometimes you do get more discounts and promotions because those, if you say that you're booking 15, you have to maintain that 15. All right. With the flexible group, people can drop out. Of course, they're not going to be refunded their deposits. So they need to be noted that even if they pay for the insurance, it will only cover VAX Vacations does take $100 penalty for any cancellation. And if airfare was attached to that, the airfare, let me see, I just talked to somebody today. Specifically, some of the airlines have different price points, but I know one of the airlines takes $200, even if they paid for that insurance. The only other thing, if they did not take the insurance, they would not receive a full refund, even if they're fully paid in. They will receive a travel voucher, which they will have 1 year to go on, not book. So for example, I was just told today that my group that's traveling in March, they would have, it's 1 year, 1 month. So they would have till April 15th of 2026. If they decided they wanted to cancel their reservation, they have to be going on that trip by that day. That's the last day they can start their next vacation. Okay. So then when you get here, you're going to enter in the group name and fill out everything with an asterisk. Do not leave anything to chance. You do not want to submit this form without having it completely done. Now, our host agency recommends that when we create a group name, it should be our agent ID, the in space, the customer's last name. I haven't done that and I haven't had a problem. Usually what I do is I put the occasion or the customer's last name, cruise, the customer's last name, Punta Cana, the customer's last name, something, and then the year that they're traveling. That's how I've made my group names, because it also makes it easier for the customer as well than trying to remember my ID. The next step is that you'll receive an email, and I literally put in for this group code in less than 20, I think it was exactly 24 hours or less than 24 hours. I received my email from groupies that included my customer's group number, and see how they put something in front of it. And then I still had my customer's name and their travel dates, right? Now, the information that you're going to need the most from this email, save this email in a folder, create an email, a folder in your email specifically for this group so that you can maintain any of the emails that you receive, any receipts, anything. I save them in a file on my computer, but I also save the emails in a folder in my email account for easy access if I have to forward something to a customer who might not have received something. So from this email, these are the details that you're going to need. And again, you see it has the supplier, the group name, the promotion code, the booking dates. So they were able to book from August of last year up to, January 5th of next year. Okay. It shows what our departure dates can be. Even though the departure dates for this particular group is going to be March 23rd, March 16th, they could have left anywhere between March 11th and March 21st. So you have to fall within the departure dates in order to qualify. You see, I have my lead traveler, the occasion, and our hotel that was selected for this particular group. So once you receive all of this information, your promotion code is what's going to be added to each one of those reservations, right? So make sure to go back to the original reservation, and add the code to that person so that they're added back into the group and they get the requested discounts as well. Now, the email, I believe there was a file that I was able to also download. I didn't have a file. I don't have that here, but that showed what they would get for their qualified discounts. So, for example, if they spent under $4,000, they would get $100 off, plus some additional incentives. If they spent over that amount, then it starts to go into the 150, 200, so forth. The most that they can receive off, I believe, per reservation was $400. So now that your group is set, let's take a look at the group customization options. So remember, you're going to need that code from your email to start the next step. So now we're going into building that travel payment page. This, as a travel agent, will save you time because you don't have to sit with every person to do their booking. Once you have created the group, you have one reservation created in that group. The group can now go in and book themselves. I know, never heard of, right? Customers booking themselves. So you want to return to the VAX Vacation page. You can do this 24 hours later, right after you get that code. You're going to go to the group page again. And this time you're going to click on Customize a Group. Start customizing. Once you click on that, it's going to ask you to select your brand and enter in that group code. Now, if your group code doesn't work, don't fret. Give it another 24 hours just in case it hasn't updated throughout all of their systems. You'll be taken to a page that looks like this. The first half of this page is for the agency itself. You can add an additional agency fee. You can do that per person or per reservation. So this is going to be, of course, on top of the commission you're already going to receive. If you have a website that has terms and conditions and you want to include that information, if you want to let them know upfront that deposits are non-refundable, whatever it is that you want to say, you can say it here. Again, if you have an outside website that does have these terms and conditions laid out, maybe you just put a few things here, but they can go and see the full view of it. You can put the URL directly to your terms and conditions page. And then you'll put what the URL display name is. So that would be, in my case, SLM Bookings Terms and Conditions. Once you finish filling this information out, before you scroll down to the bottom half of this page, save this section because you will have to come back. You will not be able to complete the next step. It will take another 24 hours, and I'm going to show you why. The next step is entering in a PL code. You should not, if you have not ever done this process before, you wouldn't be in this class. So you should not have a PL code already. Okay. So once you get to this part of it and it's asking you for a PL code, that's okay. You're going to click on frequently asked questions. That will take you to this page. You don't have to worry about any of this other stuff in case you just want to educate yourself on the process. What you're after is request a PL code. Once you click on that, it is going to, again, ask you for which brand. It will take you to the form where you will go ahead and enter in as the agency ID number, that is our IATA number. But everything else is about your business. Okay, so we're going to use our IATA number where it says agency number. You're going to confirm that again. But the contact name, agent name, address, yes, you do have to put in your address, but they do not put your address on any documents that the customer will be able to see. It's just verifying who you are. You'll put in your phone number and your email, even if you have a secondary email, so that you don't miss it. Let me tell you guys how fast this process was. I received an email. I actually just now checked the dates on my email so I could tell you guys how long the process was. So when I received my confirmation email for filling out the form, it was 2:34. It was 3:43 when I received this email. So within 1 hour, now they normally tell you it can take up to 24 hours. I don't know if they just wasn't busy that day. Maybe they were waiting to go to a party and they were just trying to close everything out. But they definitely took care of me within an hour and 10 minutes time. Okay. So as you can see here, it says, please save this email for future references, because once you are assigned a PL code, that is your PL code forever. Notice I do not have a PL code for FunJet, Travel, United. The reason is because you have to fill out a PL code for each provider. But anytime I book with Apple Vacations and I want to use these features, this is going to be my PL code. They also said, hey, if you accidentally fill it out again, maybe you can't find it, no worries. When they send you the confirmation, it will still be your same PL code. So this is the cool thing about this, is that once you set it up, you won't have to go through all of this again. So now that we have secured our PL code, it is time to finish our page. I told you guys that this doesn't actually take as long as, you think. It's a lot of mini steps, but the process is very simple. So now you'll have all your information. We're going to log back into VAX. We're going to go back to groups. We're going to go back to customization, and we're going to finish our travel payment page. You'll put in the same information you did when you started setting that up, and it'll just repopulate where you left off. And hopefully you save that first set of information so you don't have to enter it again. That's why I told you it's important to go ahead and save it. So I got a quick video for you guys. Oops, and I skipped it. All right, so this quick video that I have here, let me see if it'll let me go back. There we go. All right, so every time, this thing is fast. So as you can see at the top where it says group information, I'm back in that second section of this form. I've entered in my PL code. I've also put the guest booking deadline. Remember, from our first group email, they gave me a deadline for when people can book. So I put that in. But notice nothing populated so far in my custom event page URL. So you're going to see why, because we have to continue to fill everything out, and then it will populate based off of our selections. So the second section here is because your custom page will have a header. So it's asking you, what kind of header would you like to have? Now, if you select that you don't want an image will not be there. But as you can see, they do say that you can select other things. They do have it and you can click on their FAQs for guidelines on how to submit a custom image. Maybe it's for a couple and they already have a banner they're using somewhere else, or they want it more personalized. Maybe you just don't like them and the customer really didn't like them. So you went to your handy dandy Canva and you made them a custom one. Whatever the case may be, just make sure to stop by their FAQs to find out what their guidelines are. So when you submit the request, you won't have to worry about any delays. All right, I'm gonna let it get started now. So after I do that, I'm going to select an image. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to add in additional event information for this particular group. This is a different group. This group I just got started with, so I wanted to show you guys from scratch. I didn't want to pull up my other one where everything was already populated. So then once you start selecting the event dates, you make sure that the end date matches the deadline date at the top. That's why I kind of scrolled back up just to make sure that those two things matched. If they have this is an interesting one, because if they have a custom website with additional information, let's say it's a networking group or corporate group, and they have a page explaining more about this vacation, you can enter their website and then put the name of that site as well. So as you can see, their demonstration was ourweddingwebsite.com, and their URL display name was Our Wedding Website. So whatever it is, you can also put that additional information there for the customer. So the next thing that we can actually do is if the group is planning activities, you can actually add the activities for the group so that people who are booking can see what they are. You can put the title event, select the date that that activity is going to take place on. As you can see, you can even select the time, the location, and even the attire so that they know what to bring, right? And on this group, I think I'm going to do an example of 4. Yes, I did. I did an example of 4. The other group that I'm going to show you in a moment, I did 3. So I don't know what the limits are because you see that button is still active for me to add more, right? So I'm sure if I needed to add more activities, I could. It's just going to add more to my page. The next stop is about you. Meet your travel advisor. So you'll be able to add your name, your email, your phone number that you want people to be able to contact you on. If you want to put a little bio, you can. And you can also include, as you can see here, a link to your website and your company name. And again, if you have any other disclaimers that you want put on the page, you can also add them here. Once you go ahead and save here at the bottom, your event page, it'll scroll you back up to the top. And all you have to do is scroll down just a little bit and you'll see your custom event page URL is now there. You can go ahead and copy it. And you can pop that up so that you can take a look. So let's take a look at this page. So this is the wedding one that is going on, like I said, March 16th. So as you can see, it is a beach wedding. So I went ahead and picked that design. I'm not trying to make it any more complicated than I need to. They're letting them know that they have to be booked by the event date. I knew it was the 31st. Okay, I knew I wasn't going too crazy. And the event date is March 16th. The meet and greet is going to be on our arrival. But then we have a second group of people coming in. Everyone's not going for the full 7-8 days. So they're planning a second meet and greet for the people who come the second time. Then their wedding is March 16th at 5 p.m. The location is going to be the beach area and the upper deck, because I believe that is where their reception is going to take place. Attire, beach, wedding, cool, and semi-formal. All right. So the next things I want you to take note of outside of the meet and greet information is going to be your travel agent information, right? So as you can see, my name, email address, phone number, a little blurb about my company, and a link right to my website if customers want to learn more about me and maybe book something else, right? The next thing is information on where they're staying. So it put it up here twice because, as I stated, we have 2 different dates for people coming, but it's literally the same information. All right. So they're going to be going to Dreams Flora. It gives them a little bit of information about Dreams Flora, and it even shows them how to use this booking page. Now, I'm going to give you guys another hint because it's something about this I didn't like. So see here, let me go ahead and pause it, where it says that it is a hotel and flight package. Check, that's correct. They have to select their own departure dates, right? Because I'm sorry, departure city, because we're not going to assume everybody's leaving from the same area. All right, check. But then the destination, they didn't pre-populate that. And you would think they know where we're going. They even know the dates, but you see that they selected the dates of the last dates that they can actually book. Well, not really, because that's March 11th. So I don't know why this sets up the way that it does. I've done this a couple of different times, and every time the destination, the people have to select the destination and they have to select the dates. Now, yes, we do have, as I stated, 2 sets of dates, but I've even done it with groups that only have 1 set of dates, and it's still this way. All right, so they did put the hotel choice, so they don't have to worry about selecting the wrong hotel and era, but I wish this was done a little bit differently. So maybe if we all go in and ask them to work on this aspect of it. You know, you never know till you ask. They might make a change for you, right? So then the customer just hits search and it starts it. And if you want to see that live, I can definitely show it to you, but I didn't show it in this example because you know how it is in Zoom. A lot of times those things lag. But I will definitely show you if you want to see how that will populate for the next person who goes to book themselves. So here is a service tip for you guys. This is a white glove service tip because only you can make the experience easy for your clients. Creating easy guides, travel documents, and the like make the experience of working with a travel professional easy as pie, right? So what are some of the things that I do to make this easy for my customer, especially when I have a group? This is pro tip number 1, right? Is create a Facebook group for the travelers. This is going to be an easy way for you to be able to give them information, update them on the vacation, get them excited about different things, get them talking about excursions. So then you can get those little add-on things. See who wants to do some, you know, maybe want to leave all from the same the same airlines, all of this good stuff. So I always create a Facebook group. If my group is lacking in those numbers, we make it public, and then we make a couple of different flyers to get people interested in going with their group. That also helps them. Now, they're not going to be part of their activities and all of those good things, right? But it makes it easier for that group to make sure they're going to retain those discounts and maybe even get more if we get to a certain booking rate. The second thing is I add travel information I add the travel information, like I said, to the groups and to them individually, making sure that they always are updated with everything for their travel. I'm not going to sit here and check every month. I'm going to definitely check 60 days before, 30 days before, 20 days out. So if there's any updates that need to be handled, we are all on the same page. I have an arrow pointing to this for a reason. I add any how-tos to that group. All right. And I'm going to talk about the how-tos in just a second. Everyone who books is added to my mailing list. All right. This is a way for you to get those additional clients outside of this booking for other vacations, right? And they see that you are professional, that you are keeping them up to date, and now they're kind of on your mailing list. And if they don't want to be on it, they will opt out. No worries. And if you want more white glove service, you definitely want to tune in 2 weeks to that class, because I actually have a class on white glove service coming up. So what are my how-tos, right? So what's the important about the how-tos? How to contact you, how to book their travel, how to personalize their experience, how to add excursions, how to add concert tickets or anything else they want on this trip and so much more, right? So we have access to all of these tools. When you get everyone together and you're putting those how-tos in that group, you are going to see your commission just go up and up and up. All right, because the group is going to get excited. It only takes 1 or 2 people to get excited about something and everyone jumps on board. And then if you have that person who is the negative Nancy, you ask them, what can you do to make their experience better? And I tell you, half the time they don't have an answer. All right. So what's the next thing? Here is an example of one of my how-tos. So let me show you this page really quickly, guys, because I actually do have the page live. So again, when the customer comes here, they know they're going on this vacation. They know all of these different things, but they may not remember exactly the city. They may not remember exactly the dates. Yes, it is here for them, but it can get a little kind of confusing for that customer when they have, this is the reason why they're coming to a travel agent, right? So they don't have to do it. So again, let's look at my how-to here. I am showing the customer that it is for their 50th wedding celebration, Dominican Republic, Punta Cana. Important, right? I'm giving them the place. For the full vacation, you're booking March 16th through the 23rd. For the half vacation, you're booking March 19th through the 23rd of 2025. I let them know when they visit the travel page, and I used Rebrandly to shorten that link, right? So when I post it in the Facebook groups and I'm telling them this is where they can go, I'm posting this link every time. I'm not posting that long link that they gave me. I let them know when they must book by. And I also let them know, be ready to make your deposit to secure your booking. When booking, choose your departure airport. Destination is Dominican Republic, Punta Cana. Select your dates based on full vacay or half vacay, see above. And then any questions, my information, drop me a line. And if they're not in the Facebook group, let's say I emailed this to them, I'm letting them know just in case maybe they didn't know, or maybe they missed a notification for it, that they can join the Facebook group. All right, so I asked you guys if you want to see it live. I do see something in the chat here. Oh yeah, there are a lot of affiliate links, Richard, that they can, but not with VAX Vacations. Okay, so when they're doing a group, if you use VAX Vacations for this particular booking, so that's Apple Vacations, Delta, all of that, the affiliate links is not going to work, right? And then when they're going to your affiliate links, they can't create groups in your affiliate links. They can only book for themselves. So they might be able to add 2 rooms. Some vendors only let them add up to 3 or 4 rooms. So, you know, you definitely want to make sure that you are getting that. Thank you, Ronald. I definitely, you know, I appreciate that. So again, let's see it live, guys, so that you can kind of see what that page looks like in full action, because that was a video I was showing it to you with. So yeah, so the customer would definitely be able to select. I did all airports because I'm actually going on this trip. I just booked my airfare because we booked it last year. And the first person who answers this, I'll give you an incentive. If I've given you an incentive in the last 6 months, I can't give it to you, mind you, okay? I have vacation incentives. I have also products or whatever you want. Why could I not book my airfare when we first made the arrangements August of last year for a trip that's in 2025? Let's go, guys. Let me see it. Matter of fact, let me put myself on video. That's how serious I am. Let's go, guys. Get those fingers moving. I see somebody has answered, and it was Ronald. No air available. Can you tell them, Ronald, why there is no air available? For some of our newbies who may not know.
Air is usually only available about 300 days before the flight.
Exactly. Right? So they let us book the hotel They let us get everything else that we wanted to get, needed to get, all of these great things. And Ronald, I'm going to send you my link so you can pick your gift, okay?
No, I want you to pass that to someone else.
I'm going to pass it to Edwin. He was the next person.
All right.
You heard me, Edwin. So before we leave the room, I'm going to give you my email address so I can send you my link and you can check it. So
Thank you, Latisha.
Oh, no problem. It is literally 11 months, Raylan, 11 months. Okay. And we were actually even looking at, what is Southwest. And they just released their December of this year. They just released their calendar for December of this year. So they are even like, we're not even going to do that. So you have to consider those things when booking. Okay. So a couple of our bookings are 2,000, 3,000 for the stay, but now we have to add airfare. However, I made that plainly clear to my guests and to the leader of this group that this is what the situation was. She wanted to give them so much time to be able to pay for the bulk of the vacation, right? So if we had waited until this year, some of those people would not have been able to go because they needed more time. This is going to end up being about a $5,000-$6,000 trip. However, everyone doesn't have 5,000 or 6,000 to drop in less than 12 months, right? Especially people with kids, and there are some people with kids going. So this was very important. So, you know, I do want you guys to know that tip, that if you have somebody who is booking travel a year or more out, please inform them that you may not be able to get their connection with the airlines yet. However, you can add it later, and that's what we're doing now. All right, we've been adding airfare. But as you can see now, we are within that time frame. So now they can book it as a hotel and as a flight. So good to go on that. So then you have to make sure that they are selecting the right place. As I stated, that's why we wanted to make sure to put that information in there for them. Oh, I forgot. This only goes by the first letter. So then I'm going to search down for my Dominican Republic. And this is another reason why I made sure to put Punta Cana, right? Because they have all of these different stops for Dominican Republic. So you want to make sure you're selecting the right thing. The next thing is I made sure to put in my travel dates. I notice now that I put the 16th, the 23rd automatically populated. So the hotel choice is also already there. So I don't have to worry about making any changes to that. And I'm going to go ahead and click search. This may take a while because, okay. Save for later. Oh, I'm just going to look, enjoy $100 off your first getaway. Ooh. So this is for any of the customers who are new to to Apple Vacation. If this is their first trip, they are getting another $100 on top of that. I like that. That's the first time that's come up. So while we are waiting on that, what other questions do you have? Because that can take a while. No, Paula. Paula's question was, so did clients wait to book until airfare is available? I have 19 rooms booked under this reservation so far, and we're just now, literally my booking and the person whose wedding it is the first two people to get the airfare added so far. Okay. So yeah, we did not wait to do any of that. So notice it is asking me to go ahead and upgrade because I'm not going to get any of these things. And I would rather go ahead and make sure I'm getting some of these things. It's less than $100. I'm going to go ahead and do that, right? What other questions do we have? Paula, that was a great question. Thank you so much for asking. And you know what, Paula, since you seem to be the only one who's asking a question, you get a voucher too. So y'all are going to get my email address and I will send it to you. No, I'm not joining. I'm not joining. So then we have 21, 34, 29 per person for this particular package. This is going to include their airfare. This is going to include the garden room. Make sure your customers know the different room types because a lot of us got the swim out rooms or the pool view rooms. So this is with the garden view and they need to know that. But isn't this an amazing price for 8 days in the Dominican Republic? Okay, at an all-inclusive resort, your customer is going to be happy. So then the next day, all they need to do is, if you don't need to do any of that, they can bypass all of that additional information. They're going to go the apples and colors. I'm confused on that one. So yeah, I forgot to click on decline there. So then once they go to the next page, you can see they're getting their little $100 off. It's going to ask them to go ahead and fill out their information. And once they have all of their information, it'll take them to the payment screen so that they can at least put down their deposit. Okay, at least put down their deposit. They don't have to pay for the full trip. Oh, yeah. So that is exactly what that is. So instead of a star rating, it's an Apple rating. I was like, what? Girl, what are we talking about? Let me see if I can go back. Hold on. She was asking about the apples as the rating versus stars as the rating. And I was like, I have no clue what we're even discussing here. So I'm glad that you re-explained that for me so I can kind of show you guys this. Okay. So when you come to the hotel. Oh, did it take me completely out? It did. So yeah, so if you go into Apple Vacations or any of the vacations on VAX Vacations, they do have apples. Those are the ratings instead of the stars. But a lot of those ratings are coming from customers who have verified they've gone to those properties. They've either had to book directly with VAX Vacations or they booked with a partner that they have proof before they can submit a review. And so those are basically the reviews and the ratings for those hotels, resorts, and the like. Absolutely. So yeah, but other than that, guys, you kind of see how it works. Once they get in, it's very simple. But like I said, the only thing I didn't like about it is that it did not automatically populate some of that information. All right, so I know that we have already been asking questions, but I do want to do a quick review for my note takers. Here are some great bullet points for you so that you know how to quickly create this page. All right, so first, send out the itineraries to the group leader. Let them select which package they want. Book the first reservation. Make the person who is in charge of this group be the first person to book. That is going to establish some loyalty and commitment. Then you're going to submit your request for a group code. After you have submitted your request for your group code, then you're going to add the code to your first reservation. After you have done that, you're going to create customized options. That's when we're going to start making that page. If you don't have one already, which you should not, then you're going to request a PL code. You're going to go back and complete the customized page, and you can edit it at any time. If any of those details need to change, especially with events or even your information, you can always go back in and change it. And share it creatively with the group leader and all who wish to join this group. All right. And as I stated, if you want more tips on white glove services, definitely tune in for May 21st, same time for that as well. So I know I had some things here. So what else? May 21st is your birthday. Uh-oh. Oh, I'm so glad. It was definitely useful. This is something, like I said, that I came across when doing like my second group. And I was like, how long has this been here? So that was just amazing. So what other questions do I have? Does everybody feel comfortable? Like if you needed to start creating that group, you can go ahead and do it yourself. Oh, Raylan, no worries. It's going to be recorded. So as I stated, it's going to be on my YouTube channel at SLM Bookings with an S. If you type in at SLM Bookings in YouTube, my channel will come up. Nicole, you can definitely, they have a button that will be in your customer's back page that is for comparison. And you can also get in touch with the, with, like I had to call Apple Vacation today to handle some stuff. Richard, I would say I wish I started 5 years ago. Carmen, thank you so much. He asked, what advice would I give my younger self starting in this business? That I wish I started 5 years ago. My first group booking was easy peasy lemon squeezy. Honestly, they wanted almost nothing. They just really needed a inexpensive hotel, and they wanted airfare. They weren't doing a big event. So it was very easy. My first group booking, my first destination wedding and honeymoon. I have planned a lot of different people's weddings and honeymoons, but I almost wanted to pull out my hair when dealing with the group. You know, helping someone plan their honeymoon and wedding. You're really just dealing with the bride and the groom, maybe some mothers or aunties, right? But they're all manageable. Oh, that's if you go to YouTube, because this will be up on YouTube a little bit later on. Raylan is like, oh no, I need to know. So yep, SLM bookings with an S. And it's all, you'll put it all in one word. So you'll do the @ symbol, SLM bookings with an S in YouTube by, I would say, late tonight, tomorrow morning, and the video will be there. Because I'm going to break this down into chapters to make it easier for people to be able to kind of go through as well. But yeah, my second one, so I do try to provide, because of the fact that I've come from that world of helping people with weddings and other events, you know, just being an event planner. I know to give white glove service. The more information you give them, the easier you make it for that customer. They are going to always be a repeat customer for you. They are going to be your biggest cheerleaders. I even send out books for their itineraries, especially if they're spending $5,000 or more on me. That means I'm going to be making what, $500, $600, $700 per itinerary. Yeah, I think I can spend $12 to $17 making them a booklet to take with them on vacation that's going to have my branding in it. Right. So it just, you know, if it's going to make sense, and you'll have those repeat customers. So you'll definitely love it. What other questions do I have? So I'm going to put in my email here. So for my 2 winners, please make sure you take note of it so that you can get your incentive. And let me make sure I'm sending this to everybody. Oh, I have Richard. I have been a at-home business professional for over 20 years. I've only gone back to the work field maybe twice, like when we were in the process of buying the house. I kind of took a short job for a little bit. But yeah, I've been an at-home business professional for over 20 years. I build websites. I do marketing and branding. I'm a coach, you know, who's not a coach and a mentor. I've recently wrote some books last year, so now I'm an author. You know, got to check all of this stuff off, guys, off of your bucket list and get it done. And so, yeah, super excited. Super, super excited. Thank you. Richard is my new cheerleader guy. All right, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the video, but you don't have to leave the room right away if you have more questions. Thank you, Raylan. I just want to close the video so that we can have, yeah, I know it was, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this helped you. I hope that you'll be able to use these tools because it is definitely easy to do. And it really took no time. Like I said, from creating the group, getting the group number, took no time. Getting that PL code took no time. All right. So don't waste your time doing all of the rest of the, and of course, if you have Edwin, you're definitely welcome. And you got the email out of there, right? Your Snoop Dogg voice.
Yes, I did.
Excellent.
Thank you.
You do need to start attending my trainings.
I won't miss
You definitely
one.
got to.
I won't miss one, I promise.
Absolutely. So as you can see right there, guys, see how I have at SLM bookings. If you put it in just like that in YouTube, the channel will come up. All right. So give me 1 second to go ahead and end this. And like I said, and then I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna take myself off camera for my end screen shots.
Hold up. Beat it up. up like
Hands on your knees.
beat it up like